Today we are going to take a controversial main story quest, the Huchi chain, and turn it from mediocre to exceptional. Hi, it's 101. The backstory. We play as a samurai woman. Her parents were killed by a group of 6, the main bosses. That's where it all began. One's already down. We fought Takezo, that essential duel straight out of Miyamoto Musashi Legend. Finished the second zone's side quests. Now we're heading for the second boss, Kitsune, which means we have to go through Huchi. It starts with a boat ride. Huchi offers to ferry us to Nayaro Wilds, a secluded area, home to the Ainu tribe. First thing you notice? Huchi's lips. Big, dark, out of place. And the moment we step into the village, it becomes clear. Every Ainu carries the same dark lips. Your immediate thought? The game designers decided to season this with a Joker reference. You start expecting a cult, a conspiracy, something sinister. That thought sticks with you. There has to be a reason, right? Okay. We get to the village. The quest seems straightforward. A son worries about his mother. She's getting older, but she still goes out into the wild, where there are wolves, bears, foxes, and thugs from the Yotei 6. He has a reason to worry. She wants to prove she's still capable. She won't accept his help. But she accepts ours. We became her partner. She's investigating a theft in a village. We bounce around, talking to him, talking to them, and it starts to drag. That's where the tediousness creeps in. Then finally, a real clue. The missing bark strips. They soak them in water, let it dry, but someone took them.
Like that.
Sticky strips hang from the branches everywhere. Something barreled through here.
How do you know that?
And from the way she explains it, you might think the thief isn't human. Maybe just a scared animal. But no, we find a guy. He threatens us with a knife, but Huchi offers him love, shelter, a new home. His wife is pregnant, she says. That's it. We never see him again. It goes nowhere. But it's supposed to show she's compassionate, that the tribe is kind. Okay, but story doesn't end there. Later on, Huchi goes missing. Her son panics, asks us to find her. Something big must have happened. An elder woman, alone, in the wild. The tension builds.
Somewhere.
We find her. Her leg is broken. What happened?
Her ankle.
She's experienced. How? She wanted to take a bear cub. Therefore, we investigate and find a bear cub. And you know bear cubs don't wander alone. Where's the mother? We're in danger? Right? But no, that tension just evaporates. The mother bear is dead. How? Natural causes. A rock fell on her. Could you imagine a bland explanation? Very strange. We follow the cub back to the village. Huchi says they'll raise it. That's a shock. It's a bear. It's powerful. It's wild. It'll rely on them for fish, for food. It'll act like a bear. Tragedy is coming. The game miraculously guesses your question. Huchi says, yes, they'll raise it like a child. And once it's grown, they'll kill it. They'll raise it like a child, and once it's grown, they kill it? That's the moment where you feel like you misheard something. Something's off. For days after, I kept wondering, wait, they really say they'll kill the bear? And then the quest just ends. Worse, we're left with loose ends. The Joker lips, the thief, the bear. Why any of it? Why does it matter? Someone read it, said the designers should be fired. Too long, too tedious, too pointless. But here's the thing. I was wrong about this quest. And I think most players were too. Because this isn't just a game zone. It's a reconstruction. Everything that seems strange is real. The Ainu people are real. The lips aren't lipstick. They're tattoos. The bears, that's their actual tradition. Raise them like children. Then release their spirits. But once you realize that, everything changes. The quests become interesting. But the game never tells you that. It never says, hey, this is history. As RPGs taught us, take everything with a grain of salt. We are not prepared to treat this as knowledge. And the last clue, Huchi, isn't Huchi. Look closely. Her name is lowercase. Why are all their names lowercase? It's a reference to a real Ainu tradition. They have two names, one for strangers, one for themselves. Lowercase is for us. But what's even more surprising, Huchi isn't a name. It's a title given to an elder wise woman. The game doesn't explain that, just gives the hint. The designers later admitted in a Q&A they had to choose whether to follow the historical tradition or break from it. They chose to follow, cultural authenticity mistaken for poor design. Player expectations clashing with historical reconstruction. The game fails to bridge that gap. It trusts you to figure it out. And most of us, don't. At this point you might say, Ivan, you've spoiled it. How do we experience these quests once we know that kitty tale? Don't worry, I've got your back. There is one more piece of a cake in the fridge, and it's all yours. This side quest is a perfect example of how it feels to play a quest when you already know all of that. Let me show you the bear and the arrow quest. The premise. A great teacher once stopped a fight among the Ainu by firing a single arrow. An arrow so powerful it could break a mountain. Basically, a super weapon. But it's guarded by something called a bad Kamuy, a bear god. When does a bear become a bad Kamuy? Obviously, when there is one less Ainu hunter after encounter with the bear. But the quest adds a twist. Only this arrow can free the god. On the way, we meet a mystical guy. But he says we won't need the weapon. We face the bear.
Gunfire?
We can either try to fight and lose,
Here.
or run. We run. From point to point, we jump, run, fall, climb, all usual stuff. The guy doesn't follow us. Yet somehow out of nowhere, he appears at every checkpoint. It feels like he's teleporting. At the end, we find the arrow. We free the god. Oh, and by the way, it's rumored you can free a bad Kamuy yourself. by clicking the subscribe button. The teleporting guy vanishes after saying our name, which we never told him. More loose ends. Who was he? How did he know? Why doesn't the bad Kamuy attack him? Is there a magic in this world? Loose ends. But that's the part of the Ainu beliefs. And honestly, think about it. If you ran into Thor, would you really be mad that the game doesn't explain why his hammer flies? Nope. As long as I know it's a part of the myth. This quest isn't mediocre, it's brilliant, one of a kind, but only if you have the key. The game designers faced a tough choice: explain everything and break immersion, or say nothing and risk confusion. They chose silence. I get it. But now you know. I highly recommend experiencing it again with new eyes. What do you think the designers should have done to convey details like this? Or is it better left exactly as it is? Drop a comment below, let's discuss. Next time, Kitsune, the second boss. A quest with a real twist. A story I was genuinely excited to play through. See you in the next one.